Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back for another live stream on the channel today. It's Sunday, which means we're back with some more Sky Bet League One. Now, this is the nearest I'm going to get to Sky Bet League One with this kit on. Let's be honest about it. So we had a busy weekend in Sky Bet League One. Lots of goals, lots of shocks. Can't wait to discuss it all in this live stream. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. But I think we better bring him on. He's back and he's ready to go. I hope so. Hello to my good friends. How wonderful it is to see you, Jake. I miss you on Wednesday. Thank you to Dan for stepping in. You did a good job. Big boots to fill, with your size 9.
Well, literally, I've got size 11 feet, yeah.
Size 11 feet, yeah, he's got big feet, yeah. Like, I'm size 10, and I think I've got big feet. How are we, Jake? How was your weekend?
I've had a busy week, mate, to be honest. Up in your neck of the woods on Tuesday, I went to the seaside with Sue and Flowers, and then Wednesday, I decided that getting in at 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning was a great idea. So I thought, I'll do it again. I'll go to Stoke on Wednesday night and watch Pompey get pummeled away at Stoke. But obviously with the great 4-0 written all over it. And then yesterday, spent the day with Matt and Bella, had a lovely day, got the 3 points. It's 2 points a game now, going into the international break. But yeah, I've had a chill weekend, mate. Not done a lot apart from go to the football. And it's all gone to plan, mate. I mean, I've done my washing, but you don't hear about that, do you? Is that old?
No.
That's very old of me.
To be fair, though, you've got cleaner sheets than Lincoln at the minute. 2-1. Standards of that football club are slipping. Normally it's 1-0 or 2-0. So come on.
We conceded a goal. It's pathetic, innit? I said to Michael, look, mate, your job's really up for everybody if you're going to start conceding goals, Mike. I don't think it's a you problem, not an us problem.
I tell you what, right? I said to someone at Fleetwood Town Football Club, like one of the head guys at Fleetwood, I went, Adam out, should have been 7. We don't score 6 at this club. We win 1-0, Charlie. We're going to come to your comments. Please drop me a like as well while you're in. Let's smash 100 likes while we're live tonight. That like goal is massively appreciated if we can hit it. And also, I believe we're 7 subscribers away from 15,500 subscribers. Hello, Sue. Hope you're well. Can we refrain from Burton losing the title, please? Future, and thank you. Well, stop losing them. We've got some good.
You've got an agenda against Burton, apparently, Ben. I've been told. And
from
also,
David has said that, has he?
Also, Ben, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where are the Blues fans? All of a sudden, they disappear.
I will just say I've got a lot of respect for Burton. I'm just here to point out facts. That's what I do. That's what my job is, to point out facts that Burton Albion, I will say this now, when they win 1 game of football, they'll win 2 or 3 in a row. And I said that about Joe Taylor. Burton Albion will win a game of football in the next 3 games and we'll go on a good run. Genuinely, I believe that. Well, I've got a good section, but I've lost all my notes on Burton. I did 2 pages of notes on them. I've lost them, but luckily I've refrained them. Hello, Jack. Hello, David. Hello, Links. Speak about beautiful people. I've had my haircut, but it's not quite as good as your standards. Hello, Sophie. A lot of Imps fans in here, aren't they?
H here as well. The great HC.
Ask me on Tuesday about that, then I might reply to that, Jake. Richie Wellens. What's he said now?
Hello. I can't repeat it on stream.
Hello, Tracy. Hope you are well. Hi, guys. Good win with Wrexham at home. Been a great start so far. 5 out of 5. Wrexham, one of 3 clubs to win all of their home games so far. Wimbledon, 3 out of 3. Blackburn, 4 out of 4. Wrexham, 5 out of 5. Been some great saves this week. Oh, yes. The best looking duo. Oh, what a boy you are. I can't remember the picture.
He's so good, isn't he? He's so good. Like, Heath is so good. He's unbelievable.
Oh, is that Tracy? Hello, Tracy. Good to see you. It's not Portsmouth, Tracy. Don't worry, Jake. You're all right.
That's Stacey, not Tracy.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry, Stacey. Barnsley, no one should prefers the Southerners. Barnsley in 3-4. I heard this week from various Barnsley podcasts. They're not happy, as it seems. Come on to that very soon. Now, we're going to start off with Wrexham against Northampton. Now, a good result for Wrexham. Now, they've come into this league, and you famously said on my podcast, well, our podcast, not mine, Well, is it mine? Well, it belongs to us, doesn't it?
You own a quarter of it, 25% of the shares, Ben, you own.
Yeah, exactly. The Wrexham didn't really have the quality, and I disagree with that. I thought they had a spirit and the play style is suited to them, and they can adapt. Jack Marriott scored his 50th goal in League One yesterday across spells at different football clubs at this level as well. Barrett is a right back a full back, that gets up the pitch, gets crossed into the box, gets goals, gets assists. He's already got as many assists at this point this season as he did in the whole of last year. That's 22 wins in 28 home games since arriving in the Football League. A great result for them. On Wrexham, their play style, we mentioned about how good they were when they didn't have a lot of the ball, 35, 40%. In a couple of games recently, they've not had a lot of the ball, but they've had more of the ball, but they've won games of football and they've managed to break a side down. Where sometimes you see sides like maybe a Lincoln where they'll dominate a game but can't open a back door, when previously they've been better when they've not had as much possession. Wrexham are finding a way regularly enough to win games of football and score loads of goals. They scored 15 goals now at home.
Oh, that was my cue, was it? Oh,
Goals.
fantastic! Clearly, I'm a little bit rusty. Yeah, yeah. James McLean's first brace, Ben. Do you know when he last scored a brace, James McLean, in the EFL?
For Wigan.
Yeah.
2 years ago when they won the league.
That season, yeah, October 2021, in a 4-0 away win at. Any ideas?
Portsmouth.
No, they only win 4-0 away at Bolton, Ben. Clearly not keeping up on your Wigan stats there. Yeah, he played really well. Excellent performances as well from Elliot Lee, who I put in my fantasy team. Get in, Elliot, good lad. Marriott as well, McLean. I thought Ryan Barnett as well. I think that's his 4th assist now in the league so far this year, and he only got 2 last season. So, yeah, he's certainly taken a step up really well. On the other hand, for Northampton, I thought they were okay. They got themselves level. Cameron McGee, and that's his 2nd goal of the season so far. Wrexham, like you say, best home record. Northampton, just the 4 points in 4 games on the road this year. And it's Wrexham's first win against Northampton in general since 2001. So not a very happy hunting ground or happy side for Wrexham to be playing. So, yeah, I thought Wrexham were good. Again, like you say, that the emphasis was on them to go and win the game. And they did. They did it convincingly. Although the XG probably tells you it should have probably been 2-1. Yeah, I think it was a good win. Sets them up for the international break where they got a week off. But Wrexham are taken to League One football particularly well, and I have to say I have to give them credit because I'm surprised. I thought Stockport were maybe best suited, but maybe they're a little bit of a flash in the pan, and Wrexham have got the quality throughout.
Agree with that. Can I ask you about Northampton? Because Northampton, I think by Halloween last year, the 31st of October, they'd lost 5 or 6 games. And they were all by 1 goal. They were all close. They got beat by Derby 4-0 on the 31st of October, I think it was. And that was the first big defeat. Yes, they played Bolton and Wrexham, who I believe are 2 good sides that play a style suited to them. And they're very different. Wrexham's style is so good on the eye. And if I had to watch anyone week in, week out, it would be Wrexham just for the play style alone. It's not long ball at all. Phil Parkinson's been labelled with that. It's not that at all. They play out from the back. They get the balls out to the fullbacks. They get crossed into the back at the box. They've got young players in there as well. Got experienced players. I really like Cleworth, who's coming to his own this year. He was really good in the pre-season friendly against Fleetwood. Scored in it. But Northampton have conceded 10 in the last week. And we say a week's a long time in football. When you play 3 games in a week, if you win all 3 games, your season changes. All of a sudden, that's 20% of the way to staying in the division, or is a big push towards a promotion push. Are you disappointed with Northampton defensively, considering last year that was their mainstay of staying in League One and being in like the top half?
Yeah. Well, they've lost a couple of key players at the back, haven't they? They've obviously Sam Sherring was a big player for them last season. He's gone on to MK Dons. And yeah, I don't know. John Brady, for me, John Brady sort of builds his team. And I don't know. I mean, obviously Northampton fans can tell me otherwise. I thought Northampton built themselves last year on being really solid at the back, really defensively solid, and not giving teams a sniff, really. but still, they still conceded quite a few goals early season, didn't they? From what I can remember, they conceded 2 to us and didn't look great going backwards. Am I disappointed in Northampton? I don't know. I think Northampton are where they really want to be, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know they finished, where did they come last year? Then 14th, was it, in the league? Then an
6
exceptional.
points.
They had an exceptional duo of loans in Mark Leonard and Kieran Bowie, who they were never going to be able to afford to come back. And then you're sort of shopping in different pools of water, even though they've got some lads in on loan that potentially could do well. That Sammy Shoeshane from Brighton looks a fairly decent pickup. And yeah, I don't know, they're just not scoring, are they? Like the
No.
goal scorers, like Heath puts it there. Sam Hoskins only got 1 goal so far this season. Did he finish on?
He's been poor since December. Since he won
Yeah.
November Player of the Month, I think something like he scored 6 goals in kind of 30 games. He's had injuries, don't get me wrong, but can you?
He's not quite the same player, has he?
If you stop, I say a lot about Fleetwood. If you stop Danny Mayer playing football, you stop Fleetwood, because we've got no creativity other than Danny Mayer, in my eyes. Yes, you get goals from Matty Virtue, but Matty Virtue, you have to create it for most of the time. But I agree with you there. I'm disappointed with you, Jack. You should still be tweeting about Fleetwood's 0-0 draw against Bromley, not tweeting about Mansfield expected goals. That's poor from you. Keep the likes coming, keep the comments coming as well, as we come to Mansfield Town, who have won their last 5 matches, scoring 2 in each of them, 3 clean sheets in a row. Only Wrexham, Birmingham, Wycombe and Blackpool have scored as many or more goals than them. In terms of expected goals, the 8th highest in the division. Wrexham unbeaten in their last 6 matches with Blackpool, winning 4 of which is a good little record. Blackpool have only won 1 in 14 at Mansfield Town. Back in 1977 to 2000. There you are. Lee Evans has created the most chances in the division. Again, created 3 yesterday, the most in the match. But couldn't really slice anything open for Blackpool. On Mansfield, we mentioned that the wins were good. They played Cambridge, they beat Shrewsbury, they beat Northampton away from home, which were good results for them. Don't get me wrong. They managed to get a point against Burton, beat Barnsley away. But we'd said, who they were beating, and I labelled the beaten sides that they want to finish above. They've beaten 4 or 5 sides that they think got points from. Right, we're going to finish above them. Now beating Blackpool, who've just come on the back of getting 13 points out of 15 and probably should be 15 out of 15 with conceding the goal in the last minute. How impressed with Mansfield have you been? Considering Christy Pimmer's got the most saves per match in the division, level with Joe Whitworth at Exeter. How impressed have you been? Because they have been peppered. Can it continue that when they continue to be peppered, but they're still scoring 2 goals per game, which is really impressive? I know you don't like giving them praise, but 5 wins in a row,
it's not that.
Points. They're currently on course for over 100 points.
Yeah, well, I think we can be safe to say that shouldn't happen. No, look, I've watched Mansfield 3 times now so far this year. The one against. The win against Barnes on opening night, which I found trouble using this new Sky Sports bloody thing. It was a nightmare. When we battered them 4-1 at home, and then yesterday, and really, I've been impressed by them, Ben. I completely have been. They're very good going forward. In a manner, Lee Gregory, who knows where the ball is. We said on T-Flop earlier, didn't we? Whatever division you're in, if you're a goal scorer, you know where the net is. And Lee Gregory is one of them. And also, Will Evans is a goal scorer. He's scored goals wherever he's been. And Newport, like we mentioned earlier, 21 in 46 last season. That's his. Ben, I was looking back, trying to find out when Will Evans scored his last brace. And it was literally at the back end of last season against Forest Green for Newport County. Like, he's so good at... When he gets 1, he often goes and gets 2. He's done that in a lot of games this year. And also, I quite like how it was the McLaughlin Evans the duo act to create and score both goals. So yeah, look, Mansfield have been good. 2 goals in every game, like you meant so far. They're scoring goals. They're not keeping them out the other end, although yesterday they certainly did. But yeah, I think this Blackpool is the first time they've beaten us. Well, maybe they've also beaten Barnsley, haven't they? So maybe Mansfield just are one of those that are going to finish middle of the pack. But I also think when you're playing a bigger team, certainly when you're a newly promoted team, playing a team like a Blackpool, playing a team like a Barnsley, you can up your game a little bit. And they've got Birmingham coming up in a couple of weeks. My only issue for Mansfield is that, like you say, chances are being made against them. And ultimately, sooner rather than later, they're going to start playing some clinical teams. And Mansfield might score 2, but Birmingham might score 3, or someone might score 4. Do you know what I mean? It's not just. I'm not discrediting them, Ben, because they've been a very good and refreshing addition to the league. I just think there's going to be a group of there's a lot of their fans certainly giving Lincoln fans a bit of stick that they're above us in the table at the minute. I don't think it's going to last. I don't think they're going to finish there purely because of the underlying data. I mean, it's a nice story. Absolutely, it'd be great for them, but we can't have them getting promoted, Ben. We cannot have them getting promoted.
I don't think Mansfield fans are even thinking that at all. In my eyes, I think Mansfield Town are just thinking, well, let's get to 50 points as soon as they can. They're at 20 points. 20 points is, to get there. Look, if you just put 3 wins together, which they've done, they've gone from 11 to 20 in the week. So all of a sudden, 11 points doesn't sound too great, but it is a good return. Don't get me wrong, from 6 games played, 7 games played. And then to go and now get 20 after 9, that is, you're thinking, well, in potentially, say, another 10 games time, if they level on that points per game again, they're 2 or 3 wins away from safety. And that's at Christmas. They're not going to be, because I don't think they will sustain it, because they'll play better teams than Cambridge, Shrewsbury, Northampton. Certainly Blackpool. Blackpool on them. On Blackpool.
Have a look at their next couple of games, Ben.
On Blackpool.
Sorry, Ben. Can we just finish this match? And I'm sorry to interrupt. Mansfield's next couple of games. Stevenage at home. Should be targeting points, but Stevenage are a good side and have played pretty well again.
Stevenage haven't won away in 13, losing 6, drawing 7.
We'll get onto that later. We're gonna away
that as well.
Wigan away, but that'll be a 0-0 draw. Blues at home, Wrexham away, Orient away, Bristol Rovers away, and Bolton. That takes you and Huddersfield, and then Charlton, then Rotherham, then Peterborough, then Reading, then Bolton against Stockport and Lincoln. It gets hard for them. That's what I'm trying to say.
It does get hard, right? Listen to me. It does get hard. I'm not denying that. But they're doing, if not Northampton, what they did last year very well was get the odd point against the better sides, right? Go away, get a point. Did it very well. Did the basics very well. But beat sides they should be beaten. Beat the cannon fodder at home and away from home. And if you do that, you'll get 60 points. If Mansfield go and get 60 points, it's a phenomenal season. On Clough, it's very much like Brian Clough's side. You can see they've changed the structure a lot. It's either 4-4-2, sometimes it's a 3-5-2, sometimes it's a 4-3-3, sometimes it's a 3-4-3. But he gives players a simple instruction and they stick to it and they play for him. And you can see a lot of his mannerisms. And look, they got 3 clean sheets. On Blackpool, they're a good team. I think they're a good 11. I don't think they've got much off the bench. I think they're struggling in terms of that. 3 games in a week, big test. The big test now for Steve Bruce is how he reacts to a defeat, because he's had it easy. It's been a nice honeymoon period. Looking to be extra in the last minute, which sometimes you need because it kicked forward to 3 wins after that. We'll come on to Burton Albion now. Now, Robinson, I just want to say, these are all facts. I hope Burton Albion sort themselves out, because League One needs clubs like Burton Albion, because you've got your Goliaths at the top. You need your David, like Burton David as well. You need David in League One, because he tells me everything I need to know. He's brilliant.
Not even here.
He is. He wasn't here before. Burton Albion, Robinson, 30 games without a win. Now, I went through their 2024 record. Fleetwood Town and Cheltenham got relegated in April. Fleetwood Town and Cheltenham have 1 more and 2 more points than Burton, playing 9 less games. That is got to be a worry. Now, they got the wins together. They beat a poor Charlton side that saw off Michael Appleton. And I think Charlton fans would have taken that to get rid of Michael Appleton. The 2 great results that kept them up last year was the back-to-back at Bristol Rovers and LEYTON Orient away, back-to-back Saturdays away from home. They were phenomenal victories. That result away at Stevenage, where they went 2-0 up, and I think Jamie Reid got one back for them, and they held on. And then that big win against Reading at home, that's been it. They've drawn 8, lost 18, Jake. The goals conceded are poor. And 3 weeks ago, we sat here and we're saying how positive we were about Burton because they weren't winning, but they were drawing games. That point away at Rotherham was a really, really good point. Danilo Orsi getting up and running, recently as well. And I said that next game against Barnsley is vital because if they won that 2-1, all of a sudden we're saying they're unbeaten since the opening day of the season, unbeaten in 5. But now, because they lost it, they've gone on a couple of games streak where they've not won. They're now not winning 9 games, which is a worry. Burton have lost 11 in the last 13 games at home, which is a worry. They did win back-to-back before that, don't get me wrong. They beat Blackpool, near Christmas time as well. And I just don't see a consistency and a clear style of play for them. And they are in games, but it's poor. I think that a Burton fan, Ed Walker put they've lost 79 games in the last 4 or 5 seasons. Now, that's poor. Really is poor. And Burton Albion have brought these new players in, and some of them I don't think understand the football club, what it means to play for Burton Albion. It's a small town. It's a small club at League One level that have got to fight for 3 points every single week. And this narrative that Burton Albion is the smallest club in the league, and people only put them because it's Burton Albion. They've got a good squad. That's a good squad. That's a better squad than Burton Albion suggests. If you give that squad to Bolton, you think they're going to be right up there. It's just because they're called Burton Albion, people put them down. That is the difference. And I don't think the manager should be questioned yet. I think that Patterson wasn't the right answer. Dina Mamria, improved them. To be fair, Dina Mamria, if he came in now, would probably get a clear instruction, keep them up, and would be doing a better job. But that's for 9 months. I think Robinson will be better over a period of time if you give him a chance. New ownership, everything's changed at that football club. I think something needs to just drop in the favour. We'll come on to Bristol Rovers in a minute because we've battered Bristol Rovers recently, so I think praise is needed. But on Burton Albion, give me your thoughts.
Difficult, isn't it? Because they're absolutely in a bit of a situation at the moment, and I think part of me thinks it's a mindset thing as much as it is an ability thing. Because you've spoken about it there really well. How bringing in 23 players into one dressing room in one summer is a lot. You normally, if you're a well-run club, Ben, you probably take 2 or 3 windows to bring in the amount of players that Burton brought in one window. So they're dealing with all of that. Also, you've got the back of the mind that they don't start seasons very well. I think this is now the in the last 3 years they've certainly not won in the first 7. I think this is the longest one in which they've gone. I think it was game 8 and game 9 they won in the last 2 seasons. So we're sort of past that point with them now. So I think it's a mental thing as much as it is for an ability thing. But yesterday, first half, I actually thought they were. I thought they were very good. I thought they dominated the first half, and I think Charlie and Bristol Rovers fans will completely agree. They played some good football in that first half, Ben. The goal, Bristol Rovers will criticise their own defenders for it, but the ball round the side of the defence and Danilo Orsi to slot in, it was a well worked goal, and they're getting some good players back now. Charlie Webster back from injury. He's probably been, certainly from people who know the game, and Kershaw and H. Sheeran here, Charlie Webster is probably going to be their
knows about football.
Kind of. He knows about Mansfield.
Charlie
Webster was one of the biggest signings that Burton made this year from Chelsea. He only made his first start for the club yesterday, so he's got to come back. You've got, they've got constantly blooding players back from injury, but the second and the third goal are inexcusable for me from a Burton Albion point of view. Both Shaq Ford and Clinton Moller are both unmarked at the back post. It's poor defending. However you sugarcoat it, Ben, they shouldn't be allowed that much room, and it's too easy for them. I know David and Burton fans are having a go at the referee. For me, the red card, Ben, I want to get your opinion after I've sort of had my piece. I can see why it's a red card, and I can see why it's not a red card. The reason why I think the referee's given it is because the lad running through, was it? I think it wasn't Promise. It was Shaq Ford running through on goal. The angle in which he's running in, he is going to get a clear shot on goal. And the recovering defender is not going to stop him, because let's say Terence Van Kooten wasn't there. Shaq Ford has an uncontested shot on goal, and Sweeney, the covering defender, it doesn't stop it, and it might have been a goal. So that's why I can understand why. However, arguments have been used that look, the man's coming. It was O'Donker. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah,
The man was covering. I don't think he was.
well,
And then
to be fair, O'Donker, been
yeah,
impressed with him. At the time,
yeah. I think for someone who the fans wrote off pretty much straight away.
He was put in a difficult situation at Oxford when he was playing up front for them in that season where nothing was going their way.
Absolutely. I think the biggest gripe that Burton fans have with the referee is the third goal, and I completely understand the rule. The rules state, Ben, that if two players from the same team both get injured in the same incident, receive treatment, they don't have to go off the field of play. And the referee yesterday at the Pro League decided that both players had to go off the field of play, leaving 11 against 8.
No, 8, yeah.
8 for the third goal. And if you look at it from a Bristol Rovers point of view, it's great to see so many bodies running for. But there's 3 of them queuing up for it, Ben, before Grant Ward slams it home. So, yeah, look, I think Burton are getting there. In a lot of games, they've been rubbish. Whereas yesterday,
do you not think Grant Ward's either a 9 or a 6? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's literally either a 9 or a 5 or a 6. Like, he's either one of the best players of the picture, or you don't see him.
He is. I just want to finish on Burton. I think it's coming. And we've said this for weeks, and Burton fans will be frustrated. It is coming for Burton. 100%. They play well over a 45-minute period. And sometimes, Ben, you've seen Fleetwood play for 45 minutes and win a game of football. I mean, it might have been a long time ago.
Do you have to?
Yes. I've seen Lincoln play well for 45 minutes.
Nah. Dav, come back.
You don't mean that. But look, yeah. I think Burton will get there. I do. They've got plenty of green.
When they win one, they'll win a few. It's just the trust. And a big thank you to Shane with the £6, 66p donation. You, sir, are a legend. And you can join down below to watch my behind-the-scenes video with Mark Helm, but also an 18-minute vlog behind the scenes of yesterday as well. We did quick fire questions. I actually gave Jake some praise in it as well. Also a few announcements in it as well. So join below. That'll be out tomorrow. So you get 22 videos now, uploaded previously, and 1 video extra per week as well. Do you
know what my favourite member video is, Ben?
Go on.
League One Lies. You were sat right there, and you were like, he was giving it the Billy big time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come up with this game. I'm gonna embarrass Jake. Gets beat 5-1. Same as Barnsley, mate.
I didn't think I'd be writing this today. Charlton Athletic 1, Birmingham 0. Now, Charlton are a side that they won't be good to watch this season. And how many times did I say that at the start of the season? That they will be a side that will win a lot of games 1-0, 2-1. This is a game last year they'd have drawn 0-0. Typical, where they don't concede many chances, they don't create enough, they don't score the goal. There was 1 shot on target in the match they scored it. Matt Godden is a poach at this level, and it's the first time he scored back-to-back goals since August 2023. He's got as many goals in the last 2 games as he has in his previous 35. Where did he last score back-to-back goals against, Jake?
What, Matty Godden? It would have been for Coventry, I thought.
Yeah, but against 2. Which Championship clubs? One's just lost 2 in a row, and one's a Welsh club.
Well, so you give me a 50-50 there. Cardiff?
Swansea.
And
Middlesbrough.
I would have said Middlesbrough if you didn't give it to me.
Yeah, but Matt Godden, 4th goal of the season. It's a really tidy finish, and he puts it away. And look, they drew 20 times last year. They weren't a great watch last year. They were quite dull and frustrating. They drew a lot of games from when Nathan Jones first came into the football club. And look, they've lost 3 games in a row before this, which was disappointing. But they're managing to win games of football. Look, if they lost 4 in a row yesterday, I know it's Birmingham, all of a sudden questions get answered, all that good start, we weren't playing, all of a sudden the performances are the arguments used. But if you win 1-0 regular enough, nothing will get said about your performances. I do worry there will be a bit of a thunderstorm about Charlton later on this year where they don't maybe get the results. They have started to perform better in terms of the expected goals, possession base, shots on target slightly gone up. I know it was low yesterday. They were brilliant the last 10 minutes against Bristol Rovers. They were 3-0 down, but Bristol Rovers stopped playing. What do you think about this one? Because it's a great result. Birmingham's first defeat of the season. Look, they're always going to lose, but 7 wins from the first 9. They'd have taken that, wouldn't they?
Yeah. It's actually Birmingham's first third-tier loss since a 2-0 defeat away at another current Sky Bet League One team that occurred in May 1992. Ben, can you tell me which current League One team Blues last lost their previous third-tier defeat? Can you guess? Current League One outfit. Not Blackpool. Right
Bolton?
area of the country, though. Nope.
Bolton.
Nope, not Bolton.
Last
chance.
Stockport.
Stockport. Yeah, last day of the season.
When you said 19 thing, I thought, well, Blackpool spent a lot of time in the kind of the third tier around that time, and obviously you have the 7 or 8 years into the Championship. But other than that, it's kind of in League One, hasn't it?
Yeah, final day of the 91-92 season. They lost 2-0 at Edgley Park. They went up that year, so good year for Blues. But yeah, no, I completely agree. It was a game of a few chances. Charlton probably had all of them. Most of Blues XG came in the first 10 minutes via Alex Cochrane. But to reduce Birmingham City to 0.15 XG is ridiculous. It shows you how good this Charlton side are defending. And they've added quality in there, haven't they? Alex Mitchell was a really good pickup. You know, Lloyd Jones has been a good defender at this level for Northampton and for Cambridge as well. So, yeah, look, it shows Birmingham are beatable, Ben. You know, and Blues' next 3, you look at it, Lincoln away, Bolton at home, and Mansfield away. Now, looking at the table and the current form...
Lincoln away screams 1-1.
Do you know what, Ben? I'd snatch your bloody hand off for a 1-1 with them. Yeah. What I do want to talk to you about is
I can just see you winning that. And all of a sudden, we beat Ipswich when they went up. We beat Birmingham when they won the league. Oh, we beat Burnley.
Ipswich,
we beat Manchester United in 1745 before the Battle of Britain.
Yeah, I wanted to get to this comment from Ian, actually. Ben, what did you make of Chris Davis's comment saying that Charlton had
poor?
It was a little bit like the popcorn and the kettle, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think that what he means by it, he's probably gone to a side that are expected to do well, expected to be at the right end of this division. They've not lost to no disrespect to Cambridge or Shrewsbury or a Crawley that you'd think, right, going to be down there in terms of budget, facilities. Charlton are a Championship club. They played them many times in the Championship. I think I could see what he means. I think that what Nathan Jones, what did he say about Christian Bielik's comment? Ian Evatt made a comment very similar a few years ago where he basically said the same. It didn't work out. I'm not a believer. You should hype yourself up. I'll say it now. I disagreed wholeheartedly with Jake last year when they beat Oxford, where Jake basically made a comment about being in the playoffs with 2 games to go. And I said to him, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. I went, because if the reality is that you don't get in the playoffs, 2 weeks later, he's refusing to come on the show because he's getting done. So I was right.
Yeah,
so I was like, but I'm a big believer in gloat when you finish. Don't get me wrong, but don't do your talking on the football field like you have been doing. As soon as he does his talking in a press conference, look, as a fan, you want to hear it. Don't get me wrong. And it's not nice hearing the same, boring answers on repeat, but sometimes that wins your games of football. I think Nathan Jones said, look, if I wanted to win a beauty contest, I wouldn't say I'm the fittest guy in South London before.
He very much isn't.
Yeah. Especially the accent. I'm not a fan of that at all. I agree there. They'll bounce back. Don't get me wrong. Now, Bolton against Shrewsbury. Bolton, this was also 2-2 last year. And John Shipley has scored from the same area, in the same pitch, on the same goal. And 2 very good strikers. I think this one was a lot better because the last one was kind of a bit of it was a bit scrappy. He didn't kind of come clean off his boot. But how long have I rated Jordan Shipley and raved over him that I don't think he gets enough goals or assists. I think he's very similar to Matty Virtue at times where he can score goals, he can get assists, but he can be a fantastic player on his day. And Jordan Shipley, left foot or right foot, he's just phenomenal. I really liked him at Coventry. My mate was in tears away at Stoke away when Jordan Shipley left the football club. You know, boyhood Coventry fan, phenomenal player. Shrewsbury, the worst ever start to a football season that they've had. 1 win in that time. Paul Hurst, I believe, is getting away with it. He's won 3 in his last 21 matches. You know, he won 3 in his first 10. His last 3 wins have come against Carlisle, Port Vale, who both got relegated last year, and LEYTON Orient this season. I don't think that's good enough. Well done to young Josh Feeney for getting his first goal in professional football as well. Good lad.
Football friends!
Shrewsbury winless. Shrewsbury are actually winless in 9 away matches. 2 of those are actually away at Bolton as well. Kyle Dempsey has already matched his tally from last season on 4 goals in 40 less appearances as well. Bolton Wanderers, after the game, the biggest talking point was Ian Evatt squaring up to Morgan Feeney. What did you make of this one, and what did you make of Ian Evatt? Because did the pressure maybe tell that although he's got 3 wins and a draw, that maybe tensions arriving?
Yeah, no, it was it was certainly an interesting one. Yeah, I thought Shrewsbury did really well to get 2 up. I mean, you mentioned Jordan Shipley's goals. It's a really good strike. 14 now in nearly 100 appearances for Salop. But you got to give credit to Bolton. They worked their way back into it, didn't they? It's a great finish, a great ball through from Dion Charles for Carl Dempsey, a lovely finish from the ex-Fleetwood boy. And then Sean, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the goal, Ben, but Sean is literally, I was pulling my hair out, and I'm not even a Shrewsbury fan, watching the goal, because in the highlights, there's like a 30-second build-up to the ball eventually getting in at the back post. And Sean is stood with it, no one within 5 yards of him for about 30 seconds. And if I'm Paul Hurst, I am pulling whatever hair I've got left on my head out, because to not see him is pathetic. But good comeback for Bolton. No Shrewsbury win at Bolton since April 1990 either. And then you've got to talk about the antics of Ian Evatt, idiotic Ian Evatt, as I've labelled it down on my notes here. He gets wound up so easily, Ian Evatt, and I don't know what Morgan Feeney says to him. I mean, he might have come out with something ridiculously rude or hurtful or whatever he said. But you are the manager. You are a custodian of Bolton Wanderers Football Club. You cannot act like that.
Man in that football stadium at that time.
You cannot act like that in public. Do it. Don't even do it at the training ground. It's assault. But like,
see, when I do it to you, at least I wait until no one's watching.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Ian Evans has done it in front of 20,000 at the ground, and he knows it's being filmed wherever they go. Look, it's pathetic. It's stupid.
I think the thing is with him as well that there's a style of play there, but I watched him against Barnsley last year in the playoffs, and Tony got it bang on. He said none of these teams will win the playoffs. Oxford or Peterborough, whoever wins that game will run rings because they play a back 4. And back 3s, you have to be good to play on it. And I look at Fleetwood and Lincoln especially when they play back 3s. Very solid. They've got back 3 that suit the system, proper old school centre halves. I don't think they've got that. I think they're good technically, that can adapt to a higher level, maybe better technically, but aren't quite the units that a Lincoln have got, especially from set pieces as well. And look, they've got good League One players, but they're very similar to each other. And I just think that when they come up against a Shrewsbury that are battling for their lives, they might struggle. And I think Bolton are taking over Peterborough in a way. When it goes really well, they'll score 3 or 4. But when it doesn't, you just can't get through. It's a good point for Shrewsbury. That's a really good base. Castledean not in the 11 as well. Big call that. He kind of went to shore it up. I thought Jordan Rossiter coming back from injury was absolutely terrific in there as well. He's a good player. In my eyes, Jordan Rossiter, when he is on it, I'll say this now, he is one of the best, midfielders box to box in League One, but he's good 10 times a season because he plays 15 games a season. He's played 110 times before his time at Shrewsbury. He's 28. Bristol Rovers fans, I don't know if I think they probably will agree with me. Phenomenal when he's on it, but he's out injured too often. He's an absolute walking sick note. Huddersfield now managed to beat Barnsley 2-0. A good result for them. Huddersfield, look, 5 wins, 5 defeats. It's disappointing, don't get me wrong. In the first 5, they won 4, lost 1. In the last 5, they've now lost 4, won the last game as well. Huddersfield have actually won 5 of the last 6 meetings with Barnsley at home. Ben Wiles, he's started to come good. He scored 4 goals this season. He only scored 2 in his previous 61 before that. Now, he's a player that got a lot of goals in that season where Rotherham got promoted. I think it was 21, 22, wasn't it? Where he finished second, went up at... I think he scored on the last day of the season away at Gills, away from home. I think, did Georgie Kelly get the other one from memory? But Barnsley, I don't know where I'm at with him. I think this is where Barnsley are this year, if I'm honest with you. They're very up and down. Second loss in 9. They've won 4, drawn 3. But Barnsley, 1 winning 5. You know, after winning the first, winning 3, drawing 1, losing 1 in the first 5, they've won 1, drawn 2, lost 2. I think there's probably 8 or 9 clubs better than them, and there's probably 2 or 3 clubs as good as them. Peg back against Stockport, peg back against Wycombe, peg back against Huddersfield. I think we've seen 3 clubs that are either on par with them or better than them this week, and they've not got 3 points. I thought they were fortunate away at Lincoln, probably played Lincoln at the absolute perfect time where probably Lincoln are not in the groove. And if they play them now, I don't think they win the game of football, I'll be honest with you. But a good result for Huddersfield. Duff's sides are normally a side that starts slow but get better. It kind of like was the opposite this year, and maybe they got a little bit caught out too easily. Since to be Bolton, it kind of went downhill for them.
Yeah. If you could highlight the comment from Harry Kirk is a bit of a... I've got to give Harry a shout out, you see, because Harry's going to be my new flatmate in a couple of months' time, and I'm very much looking forward to living with him. Hey, yeah, I know I don't know what he's let himself in for, but he's about to find out.
Behind the scenes access.
He's going to get behind the scenes access for everything we do, Ben, and we do a lot, don't we? Yeah, Huddersfield, good. I think the scoreline maybe flattened them a little bit, but you know, Ben Wiles, stunning goal. David Kasumu, a really nice finish. Do you know, Ben, when David Kasumu last scored a goal for Huddersfield?
No idea.
February 2024 in a 5-3 defeat away at Southampton. So he's not scored for a while, and he's a goal-scoring midfielder. You can see why Huddersfield had a couple of problems last season, can't you? Yeah, I thought that... Yeah, look, I thought Huddersfield were very good, very tidy in possession. Lass had a really good game by all accounts as well. They're starting to get on his good books now. But yeah, I think Barnsley. I mean, I've made comments this season already about Barnsley and had a load of stick for it by saying that I didn't think they were anything special when they were sat 3rd in the table. And I think we're starting to see that now with Barnsley. Darryl Clark is, I think, and I watched. I don't know. I watched, but it came up on my For You page earlier of your mate Dav talking about the game yesterday, and he wasn't very happy with Darryl Clark. He just said he comes on all the time, slams the players, and doesn't provide it, and it doesn't see themselves getting any better. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's
batting against Lincoln, and he just won.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did bat. Well, in fairness,
like they were 2 out of 10.
Yeah, they probably didn't play well that day though. But yeah, no, like you say, really poor for Barnsley. And to be honest, they're sort of languishing, probably around where they should be. I mean, you know, they say you look at the table after 10 games. If Barnsley's finished where they were now, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever.
No, I agree with that. I just think that they're probably a midfielder all right in. I think they're a centre half and a striker.
You know what time it is?
Now, I deliberately put Lincoln higher up this week because I know he moans. If I put Peterborough and Rotherham, who was the same scoreline, higher up, he'd go, we're a bit low again. I put Lincoln deliberately low every week just to annoy him. And also just keep the Lincoln fans waiting because there's a lot of them, because I like Lincoln a lot. And I always get asked, you're always very complimentary about Lincoln, but sometimes you have a dig at. I'm like, yeah, I like them. I just need to have a dig at him, like personally. And I know sometimes it gets him. So Lincoln. Your man McCarmer likes a goal, doesn't he? He scored 3 goals for the football club, 2 against LEYTON Orient. Now, where was his other goal, Jake? Can you tell me?
Yeah, so at Barnsley in a 5-1 win.
There you are, 5 past Barnsley. Look, you've won your last 3 against Leyton Orient, all by a goal, and also I think it's basically a year on since you were playing them away from home.
Yes,
And rest in peace,
Derek.
Derek Reynolds as well. I think that's got to be mentioned. I think, look, I think it's quite nice a year on that's a different ground. Don't get me wrong, but it's nice that fixture is a year on from it. It'd be hard for the family. Don't get me wrong, but unfortunately, the result for Leyton Orient wasn't good. But again, Lincoln, good result against a team that last year they were battling against. Leyton Orient, I get asked a lot, will they be in trouble? I don't think so. I see them anywhere between 11th and 16th. I just think there may be something missing in the forward area. Now, Lincoln City in 2024 have been nothing short of phenomenal. The first 4 games of the season, they lost away at Blackpool on New Year's Day, in which they were quite frankly horrific and they didn't have any strikers at the football club. And that was a dull day for Lincoln. And we all thought, well, if they don't get any strikers in January, I genuinely thought these could slip into the bottom 4, bottom 6 race. I'll be honest with you. I said that to Jake there, and he went, I think we'll be fine. We've got this player coming in. And as soon as he got strikers in, he started that Ethan Arahan last-minute goal away at Wycombe, 98th minute, I think it was. I think is one of the most important goals for Lincoln City to score, really is, because it then provided good draws. I'm not going to say the line. I always kind of have a dig at Darren Ferguson's comment. Home to Peterborough and Derby, I thought minimum they should have had 4 points out of that. And then the run they went on. In 2024, they've won 17 out of 30, drawn 9, lost 4. Take out the first 4 games of the season, 17 wins, 6 draws, 4 defeats, all 4 coming at home. But you scored 51 goals in 2024, 21 conceded. The issue has been always your home form, that you've not quite taken it to the next level. That's only your 12th win in 27 home games since the start of last season, Jake. But you're 7 unbeaten now. You're 14 unbeaten on the road as well. It's good signs for you because, a lot of people are saying, oh, you've not got enough goals in you. Well, you said before, this was one that's come from Jake, 10 goal scorers, and every defender that's played for you scored a goal.
Yeah, it was a good win yesterday, and it's been a good week for Lincoln, really. That 95th minute equaliser away at Blackpool was certainly deserved, in my opinion, and it set us up for a good week. I think the first half yesterday, Leyton Orient, and there's a lot of Lincoln fans here that will certainly agree with me, will agree that Leyton Orient were on top in that first half. They had more of the chances, more of the ball. They had 7 shots to our 3, I think it was. But in the second half, we come out a completely different team. I don't know what on earth Michael said at half-time, but I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Jovan Makama and Freddie Draper. Freddie was out on loan a year ago at Walsall. Jovan Makama was 19 and thrusted into the first team and didn't look fantastic a year ago. I seem to remember he had one of his better games away at Leyton Orient last season, the game that got replayed. But yesterday I thought they were outstanding. And again, Sue said there, the use of the subs, bringing on, starting with Moylan and allowing him to run Leyton Orient ragged in that second half, and then bring on a Tom Bayliss who's got such guile and can play a through ball. Probably not many players in this league can play. It is a real strength. And also Bailey Calamarcha came off the bench. Eric Ring, who I have to give such credit to, he's come over from Sweden, found it particularly difficult to adapt to English football, perhaps hasn't played in his role. But yesterday we saw the real Eric Ring. I thought really good run for the second goal and a lovely finish for Freddie. So look, it was a real and it wouldn't be fair if I didn't mention Tendai Darikwa, by the way. Like I spoke to Barry from the Progress of Uni podcast, and they were saying when we said Tendai Darikwa, they were like, oh, I'm a little bit skeptical. He's not very good defensively. Tendai Darikwa, I don't say this lightly, Ben. I don't think Lincoln have felt the loss of Lasse Sorensen because we've got Tendai Darikwa. That's how good,
powerful, isn't he?
So powerful. He stops wingers. He stopped the likes of Ado. He stopped Dan Adji yesterday. He's an extremely good player. And at 32, there's a big emphasis on him. Pardon me, to really help this young group. And Tendai has just been absolutely fantastic. I will speak on Leyton Orient as well. Thought they were a tidy side, like you said, Ben. They'll be anywhere sort of mid-table, I would think. get themselves in some really, really good positions high up the pitch, unlock certain areas. Ollie O'Neill, very tidy, Don Ball, a very good footballer. They just don't have that final touch. And I don't know why, and Orient fans will share this frustration in me, that they're playing Danaji out wide, and Danaji's a striker. You saw the goal, the way he took his goal yesterday. His threat centrally would cause so many teams so many problems, but they stick him out wide because he's got that pace, and I think that frustrates a lot of Orient fans. I don't know. They're a good side, Orient. I don't think there'll be any problems, but January they'll be scratching around for a centre forward, I think.
Agree with that. Great start for Lincoln City. I think you'd have taken that at the start of the season. Kwame, say again.
I said, bring on the Blues.
Yeah, exactly. Kwame Poku's 93rd minute and 50. Kwame, yeah, Poku. Kwame Poku's 93rd and 58-second strike was Peterborough's latest winning goal in a league match since August 2021, since Shariki Dembele, 99 and 10 seconds against Derby County. A great result, late heartbreak for Stevenage, who I thought dominated proceedings as well. However, having won in 13 away games, losing 6, drawing 7. At home, won 4 out of 5. Away from home, not been too great, unfortunately, for the Borough. Peterborough, look, first win in 4, drawn 1, lost 2 previously, only won 2 in 7. You know, in terms of, expected goals, they are starting to creep up a little bit. They are a little bit short. They just don't feel quite as quality. Keane started a game yesterday. He was hooked at half-time. I just didn't think he was quite up to the standards, if I'm honest with you. For Peterborough, it's a good win. They need more wins at home. They started to get them, a couple of wins at home now in the last couple of games. Stevenage, they're creating chances, the positive signs. They just need to take the home form away from home. I think at home, you can see that they've gone to a new style under Alex Ravel. Away from home, they're slightly missing Steve Evans a little bit. Steve Evans, I think, is the perfect manager in League One away from home. At home, he's frustrating to watch. They only won 10 games at home last year. But away from home, I feel like he's the type of manager that can go away and win 1-0, 2-1. Alex Ravel's that little bit naive and waiting for his first away win as a gaffer. I think that Ravel's probably going to be a better suit in terms of style. He'll bring a better ethos to the football club and a new culture and that kind of that youngness to the squad, a new fresh face. But away from home, maybe channel Steve Evans a little bit. Do you understand what I mean?
I do. I don't know why I said I do 3 times in a row there. That was a bit poor for me. I get where you're coming from.
I might have to marry me, bloody hell.
Yeah, there's no threat of that, mate. First professional goal as well yesterday. It was 2 players scoring the first professional goal yesterday, Ben. Donny O'Brien Brady. Lovely little finish off his left foot into the bottom corner. He's someone that, if you listen to the Hard Truth Inside the Football podcast by Dara and Philip Idison, Dara's gone on about him for a lot of weeks now and certainly months, and he's a real talent that's come through the Posh Academy and has started in midfield. I think Collins was suspended, wasn't it, for this one? So that's why he stepped in and has made his mark.
Very well.
We'll leave the captain sort of struggling to get back in the side. Louis Thompson scored in back-to-back league games for the first time in his career. Now, I had a look at this to see if he'd ever done it before, and the closest he's done is scored 2 in 3 for Swindon. I think there was a game against Carlisle in the middle that he missed, but he has assisted in back-to-back league games for MK Dons in the COVID season. I don't know. I found that really particularly interesting. Look, I really enjoyed the housery of Kwame Poku. Gets in there, gets the goal, and then runs all the way up to the away end and gives them a shush. That's potentially the one way that you can shut up Matt Farley by scoring a 90th minute winner.
You know something? I always wonder about Matt Farley. Now, I love that bloke so much, and he's going to be coming on a League One Live very, very soon. And he is the type of guy that's so positive that I think it'd be a bit like what you said to Tom at the weekend. I think I'd hate to go to a game because if we just lost in the last minute, I'm gutted. He'd probably be like, but we won a corner. Like, come on, the boys. Ravel's the man, isn't he? And he's so nice that he's so positive. But I just wonder sometimes how he reacts like when he loses. I'm like, Surely he can't be
I
that.
think he's got it. I think he does get. I think he will be
Of course
gutted.
he is, but he's that. Honestly, you need people like Matt at the football. You really do. Like,
You do.
bear in mind, Portsmouth lost 6-1 at the weekend on Wednesday. And what I find ironic, I went to Burnley away and they were sat in a cricket field. It wasn't 11 days late until Portsmouth got hit for 6.
Don't start that. Come on. Do you know what I said to Tom on the way out? I said, there's always next week. I got a very frosty reception. He didn't quite like that.
No, well, yeah. The only good thing about Portsmouth coming down, which I don't want them to, Tom, answer my calls next year. League One Live will get you back. Strength and
Hold
depth.
on a midweek
Wednesday
show,
night.
you mean? Yeah.
Wednesday night, yeah.
I get the big slot. Thank you.
You know, with Jake,
Unless
he's
we get
like
promoted.
Saturday.
Unless we get promoted, then I'm dropping you like a stone, mate.
You know, Gillette Saka Saturday where Jeff Stelling only did the Saturdays and on the Tuesday night he couldn't do it. You need to rest. That's Jake. That's Jake.
Yeah, I'm getting on now. I'm getting on now, folks.
Yeah, but we'll go on to Rotherham now. How a last-minute goal can change things. Now, beat Huddersfield and it didn't kick on from that, but beating Cambridge, the first away result in 40. And look at Burton. Burton needs to have a look at this. You can win a game of football, and in terms of a week, the season's changed a little bit for them. That they managed to get 2 wins in kind of 4 days. Now, back-to-back win, which is really good. Sam Nombe scoring his second goal of the season. You know, previously had 2 in 57. He's now scored in back-to-back games, which, again, good to see him back scoring because he scored 17 a couple of years ago when I was calling him Sam Nomble. And since I've been calling him Nombe, he's not been scoring, has he? So Nomble with the goal. He might score a few more now. Reading scored with their only shot on target. Calvin and Batchman getting sent off in the game. Away from home, they've been poor. They've lost 16 of their 27 away matches since being at this level, but been incredible at home. Been poor away from home. A good result for Rotherham. Do you feel like now they got through the first 2 kind of period of the season, the early chunks of the 2 international breaks, going into the next period, then it's frantic. Look at Derby; they didn't start well. It was around this time it became good, the end of October. Do you feel like Rotherham can really kick on from this victory over a decent Reading side? Because they call us the Royals.
Brilliant.
We will fight. We will fight.
That's
they call us the Royals. You've never seen that song?
I have seen it, mate. Yeah, I just choose not to sing it with you because you make a mess of yourself when you do. Yeah, I don't know. Are this Rotherham team going to go on a run? Potentially. I thought yesterday they were well worth the win. Certainly had a lot of chances. Do you know what I have an issue with, Ben?
Go on.
Sam Nombe is a striker. And he wears the number 8 shirt. That really annoys me. Because you think of the number 8 as a midfielder. Matty Virtue wears it for Fleetwood. Who wears it for Lincoln? Any idea?
Oh, it's not Ethan, is it?
No, it's his midfielder though.
Bayliss.
Tom Bayliss.
Yeah.
Just everyone else in the chat. Just think about who wears the number 8 shirt for your club, and for Rotherham,
it's a bit like
forward.
John Barry wears number 9, plays right back.
Yeah, Jack Rodoni for Huddersfield wears 5. I was watching that game. Not Huddersfield, Coventry. I was watching that back this morning for the highlights for T-Flop. I'm thinking, what on earth? Why has he picked the number 5? Anyway, I'm digressing. Yeah, really good win for Rotherham. Thought they were very good. Sam Nombe, obviously fantastic. Hakeem Adoffin scoring a lovely goal as well to secure the points. Lewis Wing's just very good at free kicks, isn't he?
Lewis Wing, right?
Lewis Danny Andrew vibe.
You know that kind of play? I don't know if you see these TikToks where he goes like this certain player when he gets like 3 hours out. No, they can't score that. Lewis Wing has a goal of the season contest on his own, doesn't he? He's genuinely the best goal I saw at Fleetwood last year, and I was right behind it, and I got a decent angle on it on my vlog.
Alex Mitchell's header.
Yeah, it was great angle of being 25 yards offside.
The
good thing is I came out like Matt Farley that day. I was smiling. I was joking. Come on.
Buzzing.
Yeah, but no, it's a
Lewis
good result
Wing.
for them. Lewis Wing's fantastic.
Great strike,
so good.
Yeah. If I'm a Reading fan, I would be extremely annoyed at Kelvin and Batchman because he's on a yellow card. And what does he do? there's a scuffle in the corner, and he runs about 20 yards very quickly, can I add, and just pushes the Rotherham player out. It's stupid. And he's only young, so he'll absolutely learn. But yeah, this Rotherham team could go on a run, Ben. Obviously, I'm hoping we're going to get some sort of news about Reading over the next couple of weeks. I think there's a couple of bids in for Reading. Some want people that have tried before and a new investor. So, hopefully we're getting closer to good news for Reading. But for Rotherham, I think they can kick on, Ben. Looking at Rotherham's sort of next couple of games in League One, it's a tough run. I was thinking it was going to be a nice one, but they got Peterborough away, Wrexham at home, Orient away, Stevenage at home, the Revel derby, and then Barnsley to wrap the next sort of 5 up. And that's a particularly tough ask, isn't it? That's a tough run. But if they're going to be up there, they need to start pulling results out the bag.
If you could leave a like on today's stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. And please subscribe if you are new. I think we're very close to 15,500. I'm not sure if we've hit it, but if you could subscribe down below if you are new, it's free to do so. And you get all the access. Me and Jake are actually going to do a ranking video of ranking every team's season. There's League One unpopular opinions this week. And we've got League Two live tomorrow with Jack and 2 special guests tomorrow as well. So get subscribed for all the latest content as well. It's not been a good week for this channel after 0-0 draw. After a good 6-2 win, the views are a little bit low yesterday, put it that way. Wycombe have got the joint most goals in the division on 17 goals, 1.9. First game that they've not scored 2+ in. I think the manager, Matt Bloomfield, is in trouble. They're only the 1 goal, unbeaten in 7, winning 5 of which, winning their last 3 matches. Crawley now are a weird side because they've lost the last 4 matches for the first time since March 2023. But away from home, they've lost the last 3 games after beating Cambridge away. But they've conceded the second fewest chances away from home. Only Birmingham have conceded less. Conceded 40 shots on target. 40 shots in total, sorry. But they're just getting punished for it. And in terms of goals conceded on the road, only Wrexham, Wigan, Exeter, Birmingham and Stockport have either conceded as many or less than them. So it shows you they are still having a footprint on the game. They are still having lots of possession. They are conceding chances. Their issue is they're just not creating enough. They just don't have a focal point up front. I think if they had a Danilo Worsey there, I think Crawley would be a lot better off this year. They're just missing someone to hit. They're just missing a big focal point up there. They're just missing a big striker that they can think, right, if we get the ball to him, we've got a chance. It's like they've got lots of good runners off players, but there's not that head guy. It's basically like a school without a head teacher. That's one thing I find. Rob Elliott's obviously come in. He's new, kind of new to the football club. I feel like this next couple of weeks is going to be key for him for the season.
Who called it, Ben? Who called it on League One Live a week ago? Who called it?
Well done, boy. Well done, boy. That's why we bring you on. But they're playing a Wycombe side that are phenomenal. Now, Wycombe have won 9, drawn 4, and only lost 2 in the last 15 games. Lost to Birmingham and Wrexham 3-2. So they're getting a lot better. They're a great side to watch. It's a good win. Crawley will get better. I think Crawley can surprise a few, but it's disappointing, and they just need to start converting chances.
Yeah, but this is the first game, Ben, I think I've looked at and thought, oh God, Crawley were outplayed there. I think in every other game, even some games they've lost, like Mansfield on Tuesday, they were definitely in it. The Wigan game away from home, definitely in it, and could have got something out of it. They've been quite a refreshing sort of club, haven't they, to come up. Everyone thought they were going down, and for them to do as well as they had. I know they're in the bottom 4, but they've been in competitive in literally every single game. The Wrexham game, the game away at Bolton, I mean, Bolton were very good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know with Crawley. I agree on your point, maybe, that if they had Danilo Worsey in the team, that they might potentially be a couple of points better off. But they're not a bad side. But and you're looking at the next couple of games, Ben. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the league. Shrewsbury at home, they'll be targeting points. Reading away, given the circumstances, what's going on at Reading. I know, Scott, it's because I've moved my mic closer to my face. Apologies if it's giving you a headache. Lincoln at home, Northampton away, and Huddersfield away. There's 3 games for them there, Ben, that they can be targeting points in. Maybe even 4, maybe all 5, because at Crawley they think they can beat anyone. So I don't know. It was the first time they've been. Oh, it's distorting. Let me move myself away. It's the first time they've been outplayed massively. So yeah, that was one of the games that I didn't do as much looking at, but I watched the highlights, and Wycombe look pretty good, don't they? Wycombe look pretty nifty. They're good going forward. McCleary on your Dinmer, Richard Kone. Wycombe are a side really a force to be reckoned with, you might say.
Agree with you there. Now, last game, Wigan 0-0 away at Stockport.
Hold on, there's
Sorry,
another game. We haven't done it.
You what?
You're missing a game.
Which one are we missing?
We haven't done Exeter.
Oh, yes, Exeter. Yeah, forgot about it. I got a good start on Exeter as well. Exeter last year, now, they were top after 8 games, winning 5, drawing 1, losing 2. This year, 5 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat. And they're slowly getting back to basics now. Only Wycombe and Lincoln have got more points in 2024 than them. Exeter got 54 in 32. In 2024, Wycombe have got 58. Lincoln have got 60, which is phenomenal. At any given level. Joe Whitworth 6 clean sheets. Again, we mentioned the most saves in the division with Christy Pym, and the keeping clean sheets are very solid defensively. And you look at it, they beat Bolton away. They beat Rotherham at home. They've now beaten, a good side. They lost away at Blackpool narrowly. They lost at home to Peterborough very narrowly. They beat a good side in Northampton away from home, which was a good victory for them when you look at it. What do you think for them going forward? Because we'll talk about Cambridge in a minute, but do you think this can continue, this upturn in form? Because they started off well last year. It's just maybe that kind of after they only didn't win in 13.
Yeah, no, I think this Exeter team are a little bit better than the squad that we saw last year. So there are some really big players in it now. Reece Cole's been stepping up. The goal yesterday from Woods was a very good strike. Yeah, I don't know. I think this Exeter team can certainly be a lot better. I really like the lad at the back. Your Flecko, is it? I even put him in my fantasy team. Joe Whitworth as well. He's been a fantastic addition, and perhaps replacing Victor Sinisalo would be a difficult ask for many goalkeepers in this league. I think Joe Whitworth's gone a long way to make sure that gap's not particularly been as big, but. Yeah, I mean, they're scoring goals, aren't they? They're very good at home, Exeter. I think the location of their ground and where they are based in the country massively helps them, because teams have got to go a long way to get to them. And travelling takes it out of teams. We know it shouldn't, but certainly it has done before. So, yeah, I think this Exeter team are really tidy. I think they keep the ball really well. They're progressive. Gary Caldwell's got them playing a really good style of football. And they're just good starters to the season, Ben. I remember when we were in League 2 with them, they were always up there at the start of the season, picking out some good results. So whether it's just a club thing, a bit like the Burton thing with a negative aspect, but again, really good side, really good manager. And I think things are looking up for Exeter, certainly proving now that they can sustain themselves at this level. And that's really admirable, being a fan-owned club as well.
They beat Stevenage at home as well recently which was a good result for them. Yeah. Cambridge now know winning 15 games, the longest streak of any club in the EFL level, with Morecambe not to win. Yeah. Now, in 2024, they've only beaten Fleetwood Town at home in a 2-1 victory. They went away at Shrewsbury and won that game of football. They went away at Barnsley and won. They won against Wigan, which was good victory for them, and they won away at Carlisle. That's 5 victories. And this year it's been poor for them, don't get me wrong. Lost the last 6 games, which is an awful run, and they've not really looked like themselves. And in terms of the metrics, they're not actually that bad in terms of expected goals against. They just concede stupid goals, and they don't have the quality to score goals. Shane Lavery's out for a sustained period. We mentioned that last week and the week before as well. I just look at it, in 5 wins in 2024 is an awful run. In his first 9, Gary Monkey won 2, drew 1, lost 6. Since then, he's won 2, drawn 5, lost 14 matches. It's not great. They lost in the last minute the other day, and that's when things are going bad, when luck's going against you, and maybe a ball's just not quite falling to you. They lost the game, they're losing them narrowly. They are in games, but they're losing games. They lost 8 out of 9. The game that they came back in, they drew 4-4. You're scoring 4 goals at home and you've not won the game of football. That only says everything as much as it's good spirit. Where do you see this Cambridge side going from here to improve? Because you've got a bit of a break now. Gary Monk, he's been poor since arriving at the football club. What do you think?
Be surprised if they don't make a change.
But that would be 4 managers in 12 months. Gary Monk.
Yep.
Gary Monk, Mark Harris, Art Bonner.
Yep. Has Gary Monk done enough to keep his job? No.
Do you think that squad's good enough, though?
Hey?
Do you think that squad is good enough to stay in this league?
On paper, I think it's a bottom half, maybe bottom 8 team, but I think there's enough players of good calibre in there. We're talking about Shane Lavery, who's scored goals for Blackpool. We're talking about...
Who's injured.
Who's injured. We're talking about Callum Watts, who's been very good at this level for Wigan, for Plymouth. Taylor Richards, who's done it before in the Championship for QPR, and Doncaster at this level. They're not Dan and Underloo. He's got all the natural attributes to be a very good striker, but it just hasn't fallen for them. So, I don't know. I don't think this Cambridge team. I wouldn't. If I'm rating teams in terms of the squad, I don't think I'd have this Cambridge team in my bottom 4.
Who would you have worse than Cambridge out of interest?
Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, not knowing what I know now, on paper I'd have said Mansfield have a worse team than them. I would have said yes.
Really?
Yes.
Nah, I can't get behind that.
Massively.
You've got an experienced goal scorer in Lee Gregory.
CRAWLEY,
Kenny Bacchus was a really good signing.
Yeah, that's 2 players.
Boateng's a good powerhouse at this level and done it a level below. Don't get me wrong. I think Mansfield are more solid than Cambridge.
I think, you know that now. At the start of the season, you didn't know that about Bacchus, and you didn't know that. I think they've got as good a squad as Northampton do. I think they've got as good a squad as what we knew about Burton. You probably say we knew more about the Cambridge players than we did about the Burton players.
Yeah.
I think you're potentially looking at...
I just think they don't have a goal scorer. Simple as that.
I agree. And there's a reason that they're down there. But for me, they've got to make a change in the dugout, because they did it last season after we beat them in November, and it almost felt a little bit too late. But I don't know. I just think a fresh look is needed. Perhaps if I was Cambridge, and I know it's poor, you try and find someone that's going to keep you in the division, someone that's experienced, that's done it before. But where do you find someone like that? On a budget like Cambridge United, you're not going to be able to bring them in. So, look, Kate, I don't know. I don't particularly see a way forward under Gary Monk. I think the performances in the last 3 have massively have showcased that the players clearly are struggling to play for the manager. I mean, we beat them and they look really abject. The only positive for Cambridge over the last sort of 6 to 7 game weeks has been the goalkeeper, and he's been called up for the Chile squad for this week. So, look, I don't know. I'm worried about Cambridge. I'm really worried about Cambridge. Hey?
Just put a blanket on.
Next game. Come on. Let's get over it. Get it over with.
Stockport County 0, Wigan 0. A disallowed goal for Wigan, but another 0-0 draw. No team in English top 4 tiers have kept more clean sheets than Wigan this season with 7. Latics leading. Latics again drawing 0-0. That's 4 0-0 draws in 6, keeping 6 clean sheets on the bounce. Having a disallowed goal on Othello Aysgard. For Stockport County, only 1 win in 6, but only losing 1. 4 draws in there. Talk to me over this one. Very quickly.
It was 0-0. It was 0-0. Wigan like to draw 0-0. The end.
It's boring, isn't it? They're missing something up front, aren't they?
There was something fun that happened. They had a disallowed goal. I have no idea what for. But it was a lovely strike from Tello Asgard. I assumed it had gone in. I sort of obviously knowing the result, I knew it was going to be disallowed, but I was trying to find a reason as to why it wouldn't be allowed. And I've watched it 5 times now, and I can't quite see why he's disallowed it. But yeah, look, Wigan, very good defensively. We knew that. They were very good defensively for a long time. Just again, I mean, there was a chance where Dale Taylor was running through on goal, and given his exploits in midweek, I was thinking, this is 1-0 Wigan. That's another point on my prediction. But yeah, I don't know. They're a strange team, Wigan. They're very good at the back. Just going forward, they lack imagination. I think they could do with someone to if Telo Asgard's not on it, they haven't got someone really creative to come in and change it.
You stop Wigan.
Yeah, and I think what they need to do is bring in a number 10 in the January window to bring on or to replace Asgard if he's not quite at it. So, yeah, 0-0. Stockport faded off a little bit, haven't they? From winning the first 3, they've winning 4 now.
One winning 6, 4. Well, they've drawn 4. You could say, away at Mansfield, Crawley. Away at Crawley, this one as well, last week as well. Beat Shrewsbury, but look, they'd have taken this after 9 games. Let's be honest about it. They'd have taken it if you don't know what you do. One quick question that I know Wigan last year started off well because of the spirit they had. In terms of what the players are, improvement, the league has improved. So, the league has gone kind of from a 6 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10. So, Wigan have had to improve with that. And if they'd have stayed the same, they'd got worse. But do you think Wigan have progressed enough to expand? Do you think this Wigan group have gone to the next level, maybe like a Lincoln have, for example, this year?
No.
There you are. I think Wigan have gone from a 6.5 to a 7. That Maloney's doing just about enough. That the issue is, look, we've got 6 clean sheets. It's very boring to watch. If they start losing games 1-0, which can be an easy habit to do, questions will get asked. All of a sudden, you keep clean sheets, nothing. They've scored 7 in the last 6. It's not bad. If you said, you've not conceded in 6, you scored 7, you'd kind of think, we could get 4 wins, 2 draws. If you turn those 2 of those draws into wins, all of a sudden then Sean Maloney's a genius and Wigan playoff candidates. You turn 2 of those draws into defeats, all of a sudden Sean Maloney. And this is the thing about drawing. I said about Burton. I'm going to stress about Wigan. All it is a flicker or one kick of a football, and a manager's question slightly differently. If they win 2 in the playoffs and lose 2 on the cusp of kind of the bottom 6, the bottom 8,
Wigan will finish 10th.
Wigan will finish anywhere between 10th and 13th. Yeah,
I think they'll finish 10th.
I went 13th last year. I went higher up this year.
They're not quite as good as that gaggle of teams in front of them. But then they're significantly better, in my opinion, than the likes of Bristol Rovers, LEYTON, ORIENT, teams like that will be kicking around that part of the table. So, and there's Wigan fans in here. I think they'd take a top 10 finish.
Absolutely. And we're going to come to predictions in just a second. But if you could drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, that'd be very greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for 15,500 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, we are 1,000 away. By the end of this year, we want to hit 16,500 subscribers. So if you could drop us a subscribe down below, that'd be greatly appreciated. So go on, hit us a subscribe. And also, I want to know from everyone in the comments to comment this who you support, because I'm always wondering, if you don't even comment, if not been involved in the chat and you've just been listening, just let me know who you support and get involved in the chat down below. That'd be greatly appreciated, because I'd love to know who you support and kind of what kind of clubs we have watching us as well. Jake, while they do that, go and plug your podcast. We're only here for the Lincoln. Go on, the boys.
Yeah, we are. We are here for the Lincoln, and we released our review of the Blackpool and Leyton Orient game today. Myself and Lep sat down. That's out now. We'll have an episode out next week. So that's Here for the Lincoln on Spotify, or HFTL 1884 on the socials. Also, that League One podcast. No, I've gone back 8 months. It's that Football League podcast. That will be out tomorrow. We sat down and recorded that this afternoon. So that's a really good one, and that's a really good conversation. Expertly hosted by the other man on the screen next to me. Did a really good job of taking us through a double game week, and to get it done in 75 minutes, I thought was really, really top from you, Ben. And also, if I can, I've got something very to plug. anyone in the Lincoln area tomorrow, switch on to LCR radio about 5:45, 6 o'clock time. I'm going to be on the radio for a couple of hours with the chairman of the Lincoln City Fan Advisory Board, Tony Smith. So if you're in the Lincoln area, give that a listen. I'll be on the radio for a couple of hours tomorrow night. It would be good to get your feedback.
Can I just ask you a question? How long have you been doing like YouTube for these previous 7 years?
How long have I been creating content?
Yeah.
Oh, I started creating content in 2016, Ben. That was my first.
So 8 years, right? And it's taken you 8 years to finally realise you've got a face for radio. We've got there, but it's taken 8 years. We've got there. Face for radio. There's a good lad.
Bit rich.
There we are. I did do a members video where I gave you some nice praise, so I've just got to kind of get a few digs at you to bring you down.
I'm going to dig at you in a minute.
Charlton, Wrexham, Wigan. I knew I should have copied you. Birmingham City, which is really good to see. Lots of new clubs as well. We've seen a lot of new people in the chat. I looked at the views from this time last year, and we're getting 85% more views. However, 45% of the people watching these shows are still not subscribed. So get subscribing down below. It's free. The Mighty Imps. Well, don't we also? Got on the Imps. Oxford United, it's really good to see Billy in the chat and still a member. We appreciate that, Billy, very, very much. Suffolk County, Lincoln City, got Charlton fan, Wrexham. We've got a few in there. Jake, take it away.
Well, we had midweek predictions, Ben, obviously. So there were. Ben, you're good at maths. What's 24 times 3? You're
72.
Good at math. 72 points available this week. Ben, out of 72 points, do you have a guess how many you got?
8.
No, you got 20. You got 20 over the 2 game weeks.
That's not bad. 10. That's not, make it
that's
out
not bad. Yeah, over 2 game weeks. So you got 8, and you got 9, then 11.
That's not too bad.
Which, it's quite tough in America.
You should have said that.
And I got 10 then 12, so I got 22. So I tell
you, a minute. You made out like, oh, you've only got 20. I've got what?
So when I tell you the gap is getting smaller and smaller week by week, that means by Christmas I should be in front if this is the logic we're going on.
Well, now there will be a forfeit, won't there? We've still not decided what the forfeit is going to be. It won't be a playoff ticket because I say to Jake every year for his hard work on this show, I always treat him to some food, a couple of pints, and his ticket the playoff final. So it's not that. It's not like that's kind of my little.
We have to do something, aren't we? We're going to have to.
Small gesture, but not that.
But anyway,
I'm not getting a tattoo. You can get stuff with that.
We'll go to this weekend and look over it. I was very glad that you changed my scores for Peterborough, Stevenage, and Huddersfield, Barnsley. Really enjoyed that, but was less impressed with you getting both the Lincoln score and the Rotherham Reading score correct. So as it stands, Ben,
got a proposal for you.
Ben on 90 points and myself on 81. So it's getting close. It is.
I've got a proposal for you. Is it my turn to go first? It's your turn to go first, isn't it?
No, it's me again because it's the international break.
No, listen. No, because I'm going to be nice to you here. How about this week we do an ABBA format? So you predict one first, I predict one first, and then next week you can have the full game week. So then you're not missing out. I think that is fair. I think I'm being really reasonable there.
We'll take that.
If I was then in agreement next time, if it's lands on my week, we can.
It doesn't. It always lands on me. I've checked.
Well, actually, I've changed my mind.
Yeah. There's only 2 games, so. Well, and I don't know if. Yeah, there's only 2 games this weekend, and I don't know if it's if any of these are going to get pulled. So I'm a little bit cautious.
Which one?
So the games that have gone are Stevenage, Bolton, Burton, Charlton, Barnsley, Reading, Orient Huddersfield, Bristol Rovers Blackpool, Birmingham Cambridge, Exeter Mansfield, Wrexham Lincoln, Stockport Wycombe, and Wigan Northampton.
Do you not think it
Leaving,
would have been easier just to read the two?
leaving Peterborough versus Rotherham and Crawley versus Shrewsbury.
Now, Crawley Shrewsbury, I can understand, but
Blues, Posh, Rotherham.
there's only one game off in League Two next week.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Well, considering you beat,
Tuesday night. I like considering how bad the midday kickoffs, by the way.
Very bad.
I hate them. Absolutely. I was home for half. I was bored.
Yeah.
I had to go out again, and I had to go for an hour. I was so bored, didn't know what to do.
We've got in November. We've got Exeter away at 12:30 kickoff, and we're leaving at I think at 5:30 to get there. So that's going to be fun. But
yeah.
So right, I'll let you go first for this one, and then I'll pick up the second one. So Peterborough United versus Rotherham United at London Road. Steve Evans going back to his former employer, Ben.
1-1, I think.
1-1. Posh have won the last couple at home, haven't they? I'm going to stick with Peterborough winning at home. I'm going to go Peterborough 2, Rotherham United 1.
Okay.
Bear in mind, we've got Crawley Shrewsbury. So for me, this is me. It'd be fair to say, Ben.
I know what I want to go for.
But it's fair to say,
Ben. A minute. I'm going to write down what I'm going to go for, so then people don't think that.
Why do people think we're cheating last week?
I'm going to write on this bit of paper. Crawley against Shrewsbury, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, let's see if we go the same. I've got no pen down.
I've been more impressed with Crawley than I have Shrewsbury this season, and I think Crawley going to get a home win. So I've gone Crawley 1, Shrewsbury 0.
Oh! Crawley 2, Shrewsbury 1. I went with.
Yeah, so we're going down the same line. So, but next weekend, Ben, we've got some real good corkers. Let me I'm frantically checking. Yeah, we have actually. We've got some good games
now because we're not going to do another show, are we?
Oh, are we not? Are we not?
There's 2 games. We never.
Oh yeah. Well, should we do them? Should we do them now?
Yeah.
Go on then. We'll do them now. All right.
You can go first.
I'll go first. Okay.
They're a nice boy, really.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Thursday night football at the Gay Meadow for Shrewsbury versus Exeter.
Thursday.
Woo! Can't wait. Thursday night. Yeah. Do you remember Notts Grimsby was a Thursday night game, wasn't it? In League Two.
You know something, right? If we were on Friday night this weekend, I would have loved that. I love Friday night away at Ipswich. I love a Friday night game, a Tuesday night game, Wednesday night game, Monday night game. A Sunday taking the mick. I wouldn't like a Sunday game, but Saturday 12:30. Saturday evening game, perfect. Yeah. It's not even for the drinking or going out. It's the sitting around. Oh, nah, not for
Thursday night football. It's just like Friday. I'm excited at work all day Friday because I know I'm going to the football the next day.
Yeah.
Whereas Thursday, it's a work night. I've got work the next day. Can't get drunk. I'm probably going to come home.
2 pints, yeah.
But yeah, exactly. And then you've got to have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday not going to the football. Like it feels like the Thursday should be a midweek. I don't know.
Yeah. Can we just say, by the way, how these shows we used to say they're an hour. I think we have to start going to an hour and a half slot. So if you like an hour and a half slot weekly, put a comment in down below because I think that's the way it's going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leave
right. I'm going to kick us off. I'm going to go Shrewsbury. I've got one to lose on the weekend. I'm going to go Shrewsbury 1, Exeter 2.
Shrewsbury 2, Exeter 1.
Ooh. Reading Crawley. I think this will be a routine home win. This is an early kickoff on Saturday. I'm going to go Reading 2, Crawley 0.
Yeah, exactly what I was going for. Reading 2, Crawley 1. Junior will score.
The other early kickoff on Saturday. Peterborough back-to-back early kickoffs. I think they were early kickoff against Stevenage this weekend.
Yeah, they were.
Away at Wycombe. I'm going to back the Chairboys in this one. I'm going to go Wycombe 2, Peterborough 1.
I'm going to go Wycombe 1, Peterborough 2.
So we're going to reflect a double there. Stevenage travel to Mansfield. I'm going to back Mansfield to. Actually, I'm going to. Oh, that's trickier than you think, isn't it?
I know what I'm going for again, and you're going to go for it.
Mansfield very good at home. Stevenage not very good away, but they've probably played better than their points tally warrants. Mansfield 1, Stevenage 1.
Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1.
Cambridge against
Play along
Wigan.
at home as well.
You what?
I'm saying you can play along at home as well. Get your comments in.
Play along at home, absolutely. Wigan travel to Cambridge. Again, I think low scoring. Do I go for Cambridge? The problem is, by the time Cambridge play Wigan, they could have a new manager, and there could be a new manager bounce.
I think if they have a new manager, they'll swap in the next 48 hours. Because Fleetwood, bear in mind, sacked Scott Brown for Lee Johnson in the 2-week period of no game. It is the time to do it.
I think Cambridge won this game 3-1 last season at the Abbey.
That was their last victory.
Do you know, I can see it going full circle. Cambridge 1, Wigan 0.
Cambridge 1, Wigan 1.
I'm sorry, Charlie. I know you'll be really disappointed in me.
I tell you what, Cambridge, I've got to find out. Shoving the away fans in the worst part of the ground now. Really, really respect that.
Yeah, it's a great away in that one.
Horrific.
Blackpool versus Barnsley on the seaside. I think Blackpool win this. I'm going to go Blackpool 2, Barnsley 1.
Yeah, exactly what I was getting. I should never let this happen. Blackpool 2, Barnsley 0.
Rotherham versus Wrexham. I'm going to stick at a goal apiece.
Rotherham 2, Wrexham 1.
You're a big backer of them. The big one, the big daddy, Lincoln City versus Birmingham. Now, can I just on the Here for the Lincoln podcast? I've got the last 3 Lincoln results spot on. I'm torn between whether wanting us to win or wanting to pick up. Sod it. Lincoln 1, Blues 0.
Lincoln 1, Birmingham 1.
Take it. Huddersfield at home to Bristol Rovers. That's retaliation, Charlie. That's not cool. Huddersfield, Bristol Rovers. I'm going to go Huddersfield 2, Bristol Rovers 0.
Yeah, exactly. My score prediction as I signaled it up as you were doing it. You absolute Kent. Swap this K around for another letter. 2-1.
2-1, Huddersfield.
Yes.
Northampton versus LEYTON Orient. I'm going to back. I'm not looking at you. I'm going to back a Desmond, 2 each.
I thought he was going 2-1 Northampton.
Charlton Stockport at the Valley. I'm going to go Charlton 1. No, Charlton 2, Stockport 1.
2-0. I thought you were going to go 2-0 then.
No.
Oh, I hate you, Butler.
And then the final game for next Saturday, we have Bolton versus Burton. Wouldn't it be so funny if this is where Burton get their first win of the season away? Don't stop doing your hand gestures, mate. Because now I know what you want to go for. I'm going to go for Bolton. I'm going to go for Bolton 2, Burton 0. Did I get you?
Bolton 3, Burton 1.
So,
so much.
Yeah. So you remember how I previously wrote down 8 predictions last week, and you went nailed them off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you know how I felt? Now you've got it. Have it. You missed me on Wednesday, didn't you?
Maybe, yeah. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe on your way out. You've had nearly 100 minutes of us. Extra time to a T. We'll have a video League One unpopular opinions this week. What?
I said that 4th official's been a busy boy, hasn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, and remember, same time tomorrow. We'll be live, 8 o'clock. The LEYTON show's have been a bit quiet, so come over, give it some support. That'd be greatly appreciated. We discuss football. We've got special guests on tomorrow, so very, very different tomorrow. So come over, 8 o'clock for League 2 Live, where we'll have Kershaw there. The brand will slightly be different. Don't get me wrong.
It means
but
Aaron Morley.
yeah, Aaron Morley, where it'll be this badge instead of this badge. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please give us a like on your way out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jake, for joining.
Thank you, mate. I've enjoyed my return. It feels like a fantastic little. It's been fantastic. I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a like. Subscribe on your way out would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I'll see you later. I've been Ben Natman. He's been a Muppet. Thanks for watching. Good that one, Good show.
Cheer up, Stevie Evans. Oh, what can it mean to wait?
My back's gone, mate. My back's gone. No, shut up.
Rubbish football team.
My back's gone, and that's not just from carrying you through this show.
Charlie wanted me to sing.
We don't want you singing. That's a worse sight than me lifting weights in the gym. That's you singing is a worse sight than me lifting weights in the gym, mate. Horrific. Right, mute him, unmute him. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. Until next time, I'll see you later. Let's roll some comments.